Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. For seekers of God, spiritual talks of Mahapurush Swami Shivananda, continuation of chapter 98, page number 278, episode 236. Impelled by a spirit of renunciation, a brahmacharin had gone straight away to the Himalayas to do spiritual practices. With regard to that, Mahapurush said, "Well, my son, it is no good roaming about so much like that. That brings no good result. Not that it is absolutely useless. Some result does, of course, accrue. But it is all temporary. It does not last long. The fact is that if one would have a lasting result, one must continue steadily in the monastery of Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji and undertake his spiritual practices there itself. That is why Swamiji established this monastery, Belur Ramakrishna Sangha, with the very blood of his heart, as it were. And such an association of monks? Where indeed can you find such monks? It is difficult to get the companionship of such saintly, pure, dispassionate, learned, and spiritually inspired monks. Besides, you have here knowledge, jnana, bhakti, devotion, and selfless service. And yoga, in fact, all the spiritual paths. No other place can be compared to this in suitability for spiritual exercises. Mahapurush Maharaji continues, can those who are possessed of real renunciation afford to roam about from place to place in search of a suitable spot? They quietly sit down somewhere. In the Himalayas, now and then you can come across only a few really saintly and dispassionate monks who are engaged in spiritual practices with diligence. They live in very solitary places. As for the rest, they somehow while away their time. They somehow waste their time, spend their time. That is why Hari Maharaj Swami Turiyananji used to say, as for ourselves, we are as bad as thieves, that is, stealing our time. Can we spend all our time in spiritual efforts? Much of our time is wasted uselessly. In comparison with that, it is much better to undertake a little selfless service, seva, and carry on spiritual practices along with that. As for roaming about and undergoing hardships, our experience too in that line, in that field, is not a little. We had enough of that experience in life. Wherever I went in the Himalayas, in hills and forests, I engaged myself fully in japa and meditation. I have some experience as to how long the appeal of natural scenery, etc. lasts. Not for long, to be sure. When my mind lost contact with external objects and merged in the object of meditation, I had no consciousness of my environment. When the ideas of time and space are eliminated, then all that remains is bliss alone, existence, consciousness, bliss intensified. Inside you, it is all uniformly like that. What beauty, after all, can there be in the external world? Nothing at all. The mine of all beauty, the source of all beauty is inside. All that is manifest outside is finite, limited. You can chalk out its limits, but that which is not manifest is infinite. The more the mind enters inside, the more does it get absorbed there. A quarter of God constitutes the whole universe. His three immortal quarters are transcendent. Just imagine how vast He is. It is enough if the mind gets merged in him even once only, then the mind can no longer derive any happiness from things outside. He is in fact the mind of all peace. Human life will have been spent in vain unless one sees him. Nothing matters at all unless one has the vision of God. That is the end of chapter 98. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.